Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well out there. I've been working on my old Husqvarna White Top 61 Rancher, and just wanted to show you a few, or update you guys on a few little mods that I've done to the saw and the top cover. So check it out. Starting it off, 2 carpenter squares that are vice gripped together is how I was able to create a nice straight gunning sight all the way around the top of the saw. So here are the tools. Made a wooden jig, a couple wood screws there, and that was to hold the top white cover while I was working on it. Of course, a Sharpie to mark the line, and a straight edge, and then the carpenter's squares. So I used the Dremel to establish a line and then file it out. File that line, or that groove, a little bit deeper with 3/16 inch file, and I modified this when I cut it off. Here, basically, just made a groove here, and then on the magnesium side cover, put a groove across the top. It has the 2 intake portholes there that I've added actually some time ago, and then added a groove there. And then this was the only gunning sight that this saw came with. And then I just laid some black rattle can inside that groove. Getting pretty close to being a full on felling saw setup, minus the full wrap handlebar. But we got the extra large felling dogs on both sides, and I've used those quite a bit. That's a really nice upgrade. And then I think I just got these off eBay or whatever for the 61. It didn't come with this chain catch back here, and I've recently added that chain catch onto the back of that felling dog, and you can kind of see it right there. It's just like one of those cheap ones with bearings in it and a lock nut and a bolt. But this felling dog, I had to add this little tab and drill a hole here. Kind of see where I ground it and touched it up. But since we were throwing so many chains in that almond wood earlier this year, I thought it'd be smart to put an extra chain catch on this saw, because the stock one is an aluminum, like 90-degree L piece of aluminum that comes off the bottom, and it's right directly under here. It's pretty much not, it doesn't do anything. It's there, but it's basically been chewed off. So it's been tagged so many times. But the saw is starting to come along. It has a larger intake hole in the back here as well for the carburation. As you guys may know, if you're not familiar with the white tops, the carburetor receives hardly to no air from the flywheel side. There is a center baffle that goes all the way across that basically connects all the way across the top of the carburetor to the other side. So this is kind of a sealed unit other than the stock intake port on this back side. So that was the first thing I did, was open that up, and then added the 2 ports here recently. Just added the side gills. I don't know, what do you guys think? It's a little hot in the day to be running the saw. It's almost triple digits right now. So I'm not gonna make any cuts with it. I could fire it up, but y'all heard this baby run before. But the other upgrade I did on the handlebar, I added this because I've been using this saw as my main cutting saw out in the orchard earlier this year, trying to break in the new top end, which it's plenty broken. It's got a lot of compression now. But I use this bicycle handle wrap actually for 2 reasons. It makes the handlebar a little bit thicker, so it's not such a skinny piece of tubing to hang on to. Better anti-vibe for my hand as well. A lot of guys run this on their new saws. The new saws are so comfy to run compared to an old classic like this guy with rubber mounts. It doesn't have a spring mount anti-vibe. It has the old rubber in there, and so this one you're going to get a lot more vibration. There you can see the gunning sights are pretty dang spot on. Everything was referenced off this original mark, and that's why I clamped 2 squares together, laid it across the top, and that made it pretty easy to follow on down. But I think that's really going to be a nice addition to this saw. And it's got the square ground. It's not square ground, it's square filed chisel chain, skip tooth, of course, 'cause we're firewood cutting. Don't need to be running a full house chain. I guess a guy could, but it'd be kind of stupid. Too many teeth to file, and I don't have a power sharpener, so I do it all by hand. And I did make a video on hand square filing this chain. If you guys are interested, I'm probably going to upload that here shortly. This one will come out before. If you're interested in what raker heights and how to turn round filed chain into a square filed chain, check that video out. So that pretty much wraps it up on this saw. As far as like the muffler on this, I don't think I've done like a full show and tell on this saw. Just kind of little blips here and there, little blurbs. But that's just basically the stock muffler. I wanted to keep it as stock looking as much as possible. And down in there, there is, you can't, I guess you can kind of see it. There's an internal spark arrestor inside there. And it's getting blackened up because I've used it quite a bit. It's got many tanks on this saw now. But it does have a spark arrestor. Yeah, I love this thing. I don't love it as much as my old 372 right there. That's my real baby. That's probably my favorite saw. This is probably a close second or third. It's pretty much done, and I'm really happy with that. Again, thank you Yeti Customs for doing all the work that you do on the inside of the motor. It runs like a Mack truck. It's got a lot of low end to pull that 28-inch bar, and it's got some top end too. So it's got a great power band. It's not the fastest cutting saw in the world, but it's pretty stinking close to running with the stock 372. Pretty close, maybe even a little bit quicker. I'm not sure. Might be a fun test to do someday to find out. Maybe that might be an upcoming video as well. So anyway, when it cools down, it's a fun one to run. It's got that vintage sound to it. It's pretty cool. I know. All right, we'll catch you on the next one, guys.